My name is Sammy Guy, and I have a passion for motorcycles. I have always enjoyed motorcycles ever since I was a little boy. My grandfather bought me my first motorcycle, a mini bike. I'll never forget that day. He was coming down the street with it on the back of his truck, and I saw him coming, and I commenced to running, and it was one of the happiest moments of my life. It was a time that I will never forget. The excitement of knowing that I've got my own mini bike. It was a simplex, and I wish I could find one now, but unfortunately they're very hard to find. And since then, I have always had a passion for motorcycles. I used to have a 9-to-5 at one point in time, and I gotten fired from that job. And I'll never forget the woman inside the plant, as she was walking me out, she put her arm around me and she said, "Sammy, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay." And I said, "Yeah, I know it is." I said, because you all did something for me that I couldn't do for myself. And when I got home and I looked in my backyard, I had 200 motorcycles in my backyard. And I said, "Lord, what am I going to do?" And he said, "You're looking at it." And ever since then, there again, Sammy Cycle World. So I'm a firm believer in, first of all, I'm a firm believer in God. So I believe that if you believe in your heart and you ask God to guide you, He will guide you in whatever you want to do. I never in a million years ever expected me to be working on motorcycles and having fun with motorcycles. That would be the last thing I would think I would be doing. But just so happens today that's what I do. I love people. I love helping people. So it's not hard for me to help anybody. I guess it's full of love, you know, and willing to help.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So why did you lend GreenHill your bike?
Well, the bike that I lent GreenHill is very special due to the fact the gentleman that used to own that bike ended up having Alzheimer's. But his brother thought a lot about me and wanted me to have his bike because he felt that I wouldn't sell it, I wouldn't do anything to it, that I would keep it the way that it was. And it meant a lot to him to know that it would be taken care of. So I really gave it to GreenHill because I knew that it was still a special bike for me, and I wanted everybody else to see just how special it was. It's an all-original bike. Some things have been changed on it, but all in all, it's still an original Kawasaki KZ900, which you don't see many of them today. I own several KZs, and some of those I will never depart from. I'll always own them because it's just the rarity of the bike. There are some beautiful bikes at the museum, at the art show. Beautiful bikes, and I know mine is probably one of the least. But the other ones there, I think that Laura Way has done a wonderful job of gathering those pieces of history to look at for everybody else to enjoy. My wife and I came in, and I was at awe the whole time. I was just, wow. I couldn't believe it. And looking at some of the James Dean stuff, that was really amazing. So I think the Lord, again, has done just a fantastic job of picking those bikes out for people, to look at.
So would you say the James Deans are your favorite part of the show?
Yeah, the James Dean and the Ray Price, Harley Davidson is also, but there was a older chopper that was there that was done custom in the copper color, and that was really attractive. The Ray Price Harley Davidson drag bike means a lot to me because my good friend Steve Simmons used to ride that bike at the racetrack, and He was riding one of Ray's bikes at one time, and he came off at doing over 200 miles an hour, and he's able to talk about it today. And that's just the nature of the motorcycle rides. You know, they say eventually if you ride long enough, you will fall down. Now, whether you just tip over or you come off at a high rate of speed, or we just pray that you just come off safely and that you make it to tell about it again. But I think, as everybody knows, motorcycles, two wheels, are, you know, something that we have to be very careful with. But it is something to be enjoyable with too.
So you ride?
Love to ride.
Okay.
I have I used to have a Gold Wing, and I sold my Gold Wing. After I sold my Gold Wing, I've got a scooter that I also ride, and I really enjoy to ride it. I also have a Suzuki Hayabusa. I've got, like I said again, my older KZs, so I have plenty of bikes to always enjoy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So for someone who's not a rider, what could you say is your favorite part of the ride?
My favorite part is, I happen to be, for years I've always ridden a bike, and my wife really didn't, I guess, understand just what riding was all about. And so one day we were going down the highway. I had on the back of my Gold Wing, and my wife whispered in my ear, and she said, "Honey." I said, "What?" She said, "Now I see what you're talking about." I said, "What is it?" "The freedom of riding on a motorcycle. You will never experience it until you ride." So I can pass that on to anybody that has never ridden a motorcycle. You will not experience the freedom of it until you get on and try to ride.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.